What up, my people? ¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Welcome. Bienvenidos to another episode, otro episodio de Hoy En Día TV. Wow. The enemy is really trying to stop us today, but guess what? It's not going to happen because we got backup technology. Hey, that means we're going to have a really dope show as per usual. And thank you all to the viewers and listeners for tuning in. Shout out to my amazing co-hosts. We have Nadine Barton, author, entrepreneur. We have Dr. Cece, author, entrepreneur. Yes. How are y'all? ¿Cómo están?
Great. Another Thursday, another challenging day, as you say. You just don't know the day I've had.
Really? It's been bad, sis? Oh, goodness. Well, I'm going to have to definitely want to hear about this one. What's happening?
It's a little bit crazy. I mean, just last minute, I was bringing up my cup of drink and I spill it on the couch. Coming up here, I was like, oh my God, I don't have time to clean this. It was crazy. And then, today was a beautiful day. So it was kind of cool outside. So I raised my window up, try to get some fresh air in. And my middle blind, I was trying to bring it down and whoop. So now I can't bring it down. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, goodness. So you've had one of them days.
Because I didn't want to be late for the show. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just handle it later.
Well, thank you, sis. And I mean, wow, I'm sorry to hear that you're dealing with that. And I know on my end, there was technology issues with my laptop deciding I wanted to update at the last minute. I'm like, really? Out of all the days? Like, I'm here getting ready and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm going to log in. Psych. That's not what was happening at all. Hence why you see that my background is green. And I'm in a completely different device. So I appreciate y'all bearing with me today. Today is just a really unusual day. Cece, I hope your day has been better than mine and Nadine's.
Right. Yeah. My day started out lovely. It just started out with prayer and I loved it. I've just been, I loved it. And then when I got to the school, because I was with 7 today, right? And so I was with first graders. I'm like, these kids are exhausting, but I love them because they're little and they're so darn cute. But I'm just like, man, like you just got to be on. I'm like so exhausted right now. I'm like, ooh, they just zap all of your energy. And the morning started out great. And I was like, wow, this is really good. And then like as the day progressed, they were like little chatty catties and you just could not shut them up. I was like, OMG, like all 20 plus of you everybody want to talk at the same time. This isn't going to work. But no, my day's been good. It's been awesome. Nadine, I'm so proud of you because you let the windows up to let the air in because you'd be like, no.
I don't want none of these bugs coming up in here. They're trying to get into the crevices.
I love the spring because it's always nice and cool. So I always have the windows up. We sleep with them up and everything, just letting the air circulate and stuff. I just love it.
And then yesterday, my whole body hurts. That's the sign I should be working out more because I decided I said, I'm going to just do the backyard because when I first moved in this house, it was like 5 years old. I used it one time. I have this portable power wash and I said, I'm going to do my backyard. So I said, I felt froggy. So I did the front. Girl, child, these muscles, it's like it looks easy, but it's a lot of work. I'm like, oh Lord, whatever. Sometimes when you decided to go rearrange and do your closet, and then once you start taking out the clothes, you're like, oh my God, what I got myself into. It's the same thing how I felt yesterday. But I persevered. I mean, it looks better.
Good. And it always does feel good, right? I know when I have the opportunity to clean out, whether it be my garage or my closet, donate clothes, give clothes away, it does feel good to kind of purge, get rid of the old and opening that space for the new. And you know what's interesting is you brought up the whole concept of the notion of the bugs in spring. And girl, like I said, that's something else I've been dealing with this week. So Sunday for Mother's Day, my honey and our son, we go to a winery. Had a beautiful time. Outdoors, sunny, beautiful, warm. And I felt myself getting bit by something, but I thought it was a mosquito. I'm like, oh, I got bit by a mosquito. It wasn't a mosquito. It was a spider bite. So I am dealing currently with a spider bite. And I actually had to go to the doctor because it was getting bad. And thankfully I did because I was given some ointment for it. So, so I say that to say I have respect for the bugs and I feel you when it comes to the whole spring bugs and all that because, after that, even though I was never a big fan of spiders, I have respect for them. I keep them far away, but somehow it still made its way to my personal space, and I feel a little violated because now I'm dealing with the consequences. So, yeah.
It's like when it comes to bugs, no ma'am, no ham, no turkey.
I feel you. I feel you.
You guys are cracking me up. I don't like bugs either. I always announce in the home, if you're in my habitat, you must die. But if I'm outside, I'm not going to try to step on an ant or a spider or whatever. I'm going to be like, go your way. You know, I'll try to go mine. But yeah, spider bites. I'm so glad you got seen, because that, you know, that can turn into a big deal. You know, you can get where's the necrosis of the skin, right? Like your tissue, your skin tissue will die, you know, just depending. So it's good that you went in and got seen and stuff, so that doesn't turn all black and be all necrotic and that kind of stuff. So yeah, those spider bites are something else. It's just like, you know, it's important to know, like, you know, for health reasons, like just like with snake bites, right? Because you have anti-venom, right? And so knowing the type of snake in which maybe you were bitten by, because you can get the right, you know, anti-venom to be able to counteract. Same thing with spiders, right? It's important to kind of know the type of spider you were bitten by too, so you can, you know, use the right treatments. But I'm so glad that you're healing, you're getting better and stuff, because you sent me the pictures and I was like, oh my goodness. She's like, it's getting worse. I'm like, yeah, this thing is spreading, right? It's getting really inflamed and puffing up there. So glad you went in to get seen. Yeah.
Where does the bite go? Where? On your hand, your leg?
Right, slightly above my knee. So my theory is that because the chairs that we were seated, they were outdoors. So I have a feeling it was either like hiding in like the little corner of the chair somewhere that we didn't see. Because trust me, if it would have been a big spider, I would have definitely seen it. But I guess I was just in a moment, you know, and I just, for some reason, didn't see it. And yeah, it got me good. Even the doctor said, I'm glad you came in when you did. And I'm like, yeah, me too. Because usually I try to like tough it out. I'm like, yeah, it's nothing. Like, that's usually me. I sweep it under the rug. I'll get better. But this one, I was like, something ain't feeling right here. So I used my discernment. I trusted my gut. And luckily I did. Because, yeah, the doctor was like, I'm glad you came because we're catching it early because it could get worse. And I'm like, okay, I feel better. Right. And so I say that to say that for you all out there, if you ever get an insect bite of any sort, and just like Cici said, with snake bites, anything, don't take that for granted because it could turn worse. Get it looked at right away. Get it treated. Trust me, I learned my lesson. I can't sleep things under the rug, especially spider bites now, because I'm getting older. My body's changing. And it just, how I used to be able to, you know, my body used to be able to process things. I got to come to grips that, hey, I'm getting older, right? I'm aging slowly, even though the good thing is I still look 20, right? Hey, I still look 20.
Listen, I play with the critters because I was out there. I'm like, there's no pond, you know, there's no sea, there's no river. I saw a little froggy. I was pressure washing the heck out of them things. I saw a little lizard try to terrorize me. I said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. You better get away from me.
I love it. Yes, yes, yes. Now, lovelies, this month, May, we usually do like a spotlight of May Awareness Month. So we have Mental Health Awareness Month for May, Women's Health Month for May, Lupus Awareness Month, Skin Cancer Awareness Month, Stroke Awareness. Yeah, May has a lot of awareness month. Goodness. Arthritis Awareness Month, Asthma and Allergy Awareness Month. That's definitely me with the allergies. National Foster Care Month, Military Appreciation Month, which is honoring service members, veterans, military families, and transition stories. Yay. And an Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So any one of those that I just shared with you that you want to spotlight or talk about, especially, you know what about military? You two are veterans. Hey, Military Awareness Month. That's amazing. I know I've said this before, but thank you both for your service and for all of the viewers and listeners who have been in the military, regardless of what branch, or what is the proper term? Is it like a branch, or is it division or sector? What's the proper terminology when there's different branch?
Different branch of military. Yeah.
So regardless of the branch of military that you've been a part of, thank you for your service, for helping us, for making sure that our country stays safe, because things are crazy. Things are crazy. They're getting worse. I mean, even the other day, I went to the grocery store. I bought normal things that I usually buy, and I noticed like a $40 increase in my bill. So that's how crazy the things are getting. So again, thank you all for your service, for helping protecting us, because things are definitely getting worse. So
yeah, and it's unfortunate. I was reading an article today because I always get those little news feed, and 2 soldiers in Morocco, they died. They said they went hiking and they fell off the cliff. So everybody in the comments was like, oh, we need to investigate this more. Are you sure but it says they were off duty and they decided to go hiking and they fell off the cliff. 2 Army veterans.
What are your thoughts about that, though? I mean, out of nowhere, I mean, because you all are trained in the military for all sorts of situations. So there's 2 soldiers hiking and then all of a sudden fall off a cliff. That does sound suspicious to me. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, but we also, you know, when we're in a different country, we got the, you know, we get the opportunity to go on liberty, and I don't know in that region of the country what the criteria are as far as like doing stuff, different things on your own. I mean, until the investigation come back, I mean, we just have to take what's in the article. Is it a cover up? Could be, but you know, you never know. They said they went off duty to go hiking or go on I would never go hiking on a cliff. I was talking to somebody today and I'm like, if I die, I would not die by suicide. If somebody said I commit suicide, that's a lie. Investigate. Listen, I'm not gonna go in the lake. I'm scared of alligators. I'm not going to go skydiving. I'm not doing that. So I'm not going to go on a roller coaster because I don't want to fall off. So I'm not putting myself at risk for those things. I mean, God forbid you can't help a car accident. You have to drive, you know, you just have to pray when you get in your car every day. But doing those, you know, out of pocket things. Yeah, when I was younger, I climbed Mount Fuji, but that's a mountain, you know, but I'm not going to go any rock climbing, climb off a cliff, hang off with ropes and stuff and different things like that to put myself in extra danger. So.
Well, I'm with you on that. Like if I were to ever, they say, oh, she committed suicide. No, investigate. I love me too much. Okay. I love my family too much. That's a coward's way out. Okay. And we're just not going to do that. I love my God too much. And that's just not acceptable. And I hope if that sounds harsh to some, you know, I don't apologize for that because suicide is a coward's way out. It's a final solution, right? To something that possibly and does not possibly. Everything has an answer. It really does. And, you know, you just have to seek your higher power, whomever that may be, you know, for some of those answers sometimes. And sometimes you just got to be patient and you got to wait. And sometimes if it's not happening as fast as you would like, the answer may be no. You know what I'm saying? But it's always for your good, especially if you serve Jesus Christ, right? So that's just the facts there. I thank you. We appreciate you thanking us for our service. That's like amazing. Yeah. There's so many things to celebrate in May. It's like, wow. Right. I want to kind of focus on Women's History Month because we're women, we're here, and that kind of thing, or women's health, whatnot. And because like you said, yes, our bodies are changing. And I was just chatting with a fellow sister earlier today, and you know, she's having issues with her hip, and you know, and she's trying to motivate herself. And her issue is like she's losing a lot of weight because she can't really work out. You would think like, wow, she'd probably be gaining weight since she can't work out, but no, she's losing a lot of weight, and so she's now trying to put on weight. And I'm like, I'm trying to like lose a couple of pounds. People are like, no, you look amazing. I'm like, no, I'm a little pudge here. And I'm like, there's things that's, you know, under wraps going on. Okay. Some new developments going on over here. Okay. And so just want to encourage you guys that are out there, you know, eating right, eating healthy and that kind of thing. If you can really hone in on your diet and focus in on that and change the way that you eat, you will drop weight like that without even working out. Honestly, truly, you will drop the weight because your body, right, will be able to sustain itself and feed itself with the good nutrition, right? If you're doing like a Mediterranean, you know, lifestyle and things of that nature, where you're getting lots of fruits and veggies and all the fish and all the great things, that's better for your body. And I'm thinking it within myself, you know, just the changes. You're like, oh man, I turned another decade older. And your body's like, it feels like it's like 1,000 years older because you're like, what's happening? And people always talk about this. And for me, I'm like, yeah, that's you, but that's not going to be me. But here I am experiencing a little, not all, but very, very little of some of those things. And so I'm just like really now honed in and laser focused on like eating right and making sure I'm exercising. And so I've really been doing that. And God's really been helping me because I'm like, God, I need discipline. I need to be committed. I need to be consistent. That's like for the whole world. I believe we can be dedicated and committed and consistent, right? With the discipline, you know, for the better things in life, our world would be better. We would be better, right? We would be able to lose the weight. We'd be able to eat healthy. We'd be able to do all the things. And I was watering my plants the other day when I went out yesterday, as a matter of fact, because I'm growing veggies and stuff. And my plants were a little bit wilted. I'm like, I got to get some water on these. So I put the water on and the plants, of course, revived. And the Lord was speaking to me and he was like, this is your body. These are your cells. Your cells look like this wilted plant because you're not getting enough water. We want to add all the flavorings to our water, right? Because nobody just wants to drink plain old water. So he was like, hydrate, 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 right? And when you hydrate, right, your skin looks better, your hair, your nails, everything is like better because we are a majority of water. So I want to encourage you all to get your diets in check, to get your exercise in check, right? Make sure you're hydrating. I'm here. I'm going to be drinking all day, every day, making sure that I'm hydrating. So that's one easy way to have prevention in your life when it comes to not just women's health, but human health.
Hey, CC, pudge where? What pudge? Where is it at?
I think it's in her, maybe her eyes. Maybe she needs glasses.
You're too kind.
In her head. In her head. That's where it's at.
You're too kind.
In her
That part, sis.
She didn't want to say what I said in her head. Not
It's up here. It's okay. We still love you. We accept you for who you are, even though it's up here. It's all good. We love you. You know? Okay.
And another topic, we were talking about the economy and all this stuff, but remember I posted in the group, can we talk about that? I mean, it's kind of genius, but it's kind of criminal. That Walmart lady.
Please, yes.
Yes, I'm so glad we're talking about her. Oh my gosh, when you said that, it was like confidence. Like I was inspired by the story. The story was wrong, right? She was wrong for what she did. But the story was like ingenious. I was inspired. I felt like, yeah, confidence. You know what I'm saying? Tell us more about it, Danny. It was amazing.
Please tell us, because she had me going. I'm like, really? Like that is an actor at his finest. When I tell you she could win the Academy Award for being an actor, go for it.
Imagine when I used to work, I used to have one of these things. Can you imagine she wore a Bluetooth headset and was going in like she was really doing something? Like this lady, I'm not understanding when people commit these crimes, they don't think they're going to get caught. Like, I don't get it.
I know. So just a little backdrop for the viewers out there. It was this lady impersonating to be a Walmart employee, not just any employee, but someone high in management. And so she was the one portraying to kind of go around and make sure that everybody's doing their jobs, right? So she was working for the headquarters for corporate, big time, right? So she came in dressed in with a Walmart smock. She got it off of Amazon for $7, they said. Got her little name tag, laminated, and went in and started like just confidence, S on her chest, everything, and started calling out orders. She would walk around very fast in the stores, just, calling out things, just, and she got a headset on, wasn't connected to anything. And she was like, tell Joe or whoever it was, no, we're not doing that. We do it different down here in this state. You can tell corporate, like she was just going in. And so the workers were like, OMG, like this lady, okay. And the whole time she was doing this, y'all, she was buying, she was making purchases and putting it on Walmart's tab, right? Getting all this stuff for free, right? And then lo and behold, she continued to do this and to rack up more and more, and there was an actual real Walmart manager was like, what is going on? And here's the kicker. The title that she had was a made-up title.
Loss prevention.
Nobody knew. This is why it's important that when you onboard employees, that they need to know the chain of command. Like military, we know it hands down. That's beat into you in boot camp, right? Not literally, but it's you get it. That should be the same thing in the civilian sector. People should know the titles, right, of the people that they're working for. They should know the chain of command. Who's my supervisor? Who's my manager? Who's this? Who's that? Right? All that kind of stuff. Nobody knew any of that. But because she walked in with confidence, because she walked in with that S on her chest, because she started giving orders and pretending to talk to people at corporate, right? You know what I'm saying? They just thought like she knew what she was doing. So lo and behold, the moral of the story is
she was the regional compliance. She was the regional checkout compliance director. That was the title. Listen, they said she bought 8 frozen Red Baron pizzas marked as employee moral supplies, a 55-inch TV discounted to $3.17 under bird damage, 2 air fryers labeled training equipment, a family-sized pack of ribs entered as seasonal inventory loss, 3 candles marked emotional support lighting. And a 24-pack of Dr. Pepper rung up as hydration reimbursement.
Wow.
I salute this lady, right? Because she was so creative. Now, I'm not encouraging her theft, okay? She's a thief, all right? Lo and behold, she is a thief, all right? Well, everything she did was wrong, okay?
When she was,
but she did that.
Right.
She did that, y'all.
When she was questioned by the police, right, she said she insisted that she was basically management spiritually and claimed she was due for a raise.
What? Oh goodness.
You cannot make this up, honey. Oh Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
This was in Memphis, okay?
Memphis, Tennessee. So right next door to North Carolina. Wow. Wow.
Wait, it says, hold on. It says Decatur. Okay, yeah. Somebody else was talking about something in Decatur. Yeah, it was crazy. Yes.
Well, thank you all for sharing those updates because I didn't know the extra details. But that lady, yeah, I told you, Academy Award goes to whatever her name is.
Yes, see, when you click in the group, like if you click on it, then you'll see more on the story, like the write-up of the story, then that's where you could read the information.
Hey, y'all shared it for us, so it's all good. Y'all, between you and CC, that was very entertaining for me.
I was very impressed. I gotta say, I was very impressed.
Right, she should be running for Senate or something. That woman. She right.
But you know what's interesting though? The really sad part about it is that this lady got caught, but how many impersonators are out there amongst us that we walk by each and every day? That's scary because that means that they can lie to your face and you won't know it.
Even remember, maybe it was a few years back, I don't remember, but sometime now and then it will spiral back onto your feed. There's this security guard, basically in a CVS or a Walgreens that pretended to be like an officer and wanted to arrest that lady. I think she ended up suing or something, but he was basically acting like he was a police officer.
Yikes. Okay, lovelies. I'm going to put myself on mute real quick because I'm about to, my laptop finally came up. Yay! So I'm going to bring my background. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, that story was like really something. I was just like, geez Louise. And it's just confidence. Like, showing that kind of confidence. Like she was keyed in as to what she was going to portray and what she was going to do. She had it down pat. I bet she had watched movies or videos or just like, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? And her believing and knowing that she could do it, because that was a mindset. She went in, she did just that, and nobody questioned her because she carried herself with the authority. She spoke with the authority, And this just reminds me and just brings me back to the word of God, right? Because as we speak, right, these things can manifest into the atmosphere. And so you got to walk with the boldness and with the confidence. And she did just that. Like I said, that was a great story that you shared in our group, and I was very impressed by the lady. Everything she did was completely wrong, but I was very, very impressed. And yeah, the reply that she gave to the officer about being spiritual, she thought she was spiritual management.
Right. The residents of Memphis is calling her the CEO of self-checkout. Can you imagine?
There you go. That's hilarious. That
was a funny one. Like, usually when I get some good stories, I'll drop it in the group, but sometimes you guys are busy and don't see it. But yeah, that was entertaining. Yes. At least. Yeah. He's back.
Praise God. Hallelujah, I'm back. Woo!
And your volume, turn up your volume a little bit.
I feel like that was a test for me. Oh, you know why? Because my mic, where's my mic?
Yeah.
Let me see audio. Let's look at something real quick.
You can now hear you.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a test. I feel like I was being tested, and I feel like I passed the test, right? Because I use my resources. Sometimes we tested, right? Just to see how we're gonna judge. We're gonna handle things, and I felt like I passed that test. So I'm proud of myself because that was not easy, but I kept my cool, my composure. You all worked with me, and it was just beautiful. So thank you for being patient with me. Yes. Okay. All right, so we have our special guest waiting patiently behind the scenes. Now, before we bring on our guest, there's a couple things. I want to just give a shout out to me and Cece, because Nadine won't be able to join us, but we will be at the Carolina Fashion Awards this Saturday doing a red carpet interviews. Yes. Nadine
I reposted that on your story.
has other things, which is okay. You know, she's doing her thing.
Congratulations. Congratulations. I said I saw that. I reposted it on my story. I said, congratulations.
Thank you so much. This is actually the second event that Hoy En Día has done. When Manny was still with Hoy En Día, we did a different event similar to what Cece and I are going to be doing Saturday. That first event was spotlighting a young girl. It was a magazine, but her name is Vivi. And I believe me and Cece actually interviewed her and her family, because Nadine, you weren't able to join us that time. But so Vivi, she's growing beautifully. She was a young girl. She's doing a lot of like different sitcoms throughout the world. Like she's just blowing up. So that was that time when we did that event, interviews, etc. Saturday is the Carolina Fashion Awards, so we're going to be spotlighting fashion, yes, and talking about just what people are wearing, the nominees, and just those types of questions. So it'll be fun, fresh, and something different for us. So yeah, I'm thrilled about that for sure.
Awesome. That's amazing. I can't wait to see pictures.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. All right. So let's go on a quick sponsor break. And that way, when we come back, we can bring on our special guest. So don't go anywhere. Hoy En Día TV. We'll be right back.
At Cab Zenza, we believe beauty is a ritual, not just a routine. Rooted in intention and inspired by nature, our skincare is crafted to nourish more than just the skin. It nourishes the spirit. Every jar is made with purpose. Because when you flourish inside, it shows on the outside. Cab Zenza's isn't skincare, soul care.
From the moment that I put this Cab Zenza on my skin, it feels most amazing. As you can see, it has your skin glistening, it's moisturizing. You too should get Cab Zenza.
Luxurious body butters.
Are you looking for the perfect shirt for that special occasion? At Collective Custom Wear, we bring your vision to life. From weddings, family reunions, anniversaries, or casual outing with friends, express yourself with your unique style and leave a memorable mark. Order now. Our custom shirts are designed just for you.
A bold builder of people, purpose, and platforms, Girls with Gigs helps high performers and those desiring to achieve more shift mindsets and activate purpose. Whether it's career or leadership development, personal branding, or knowing your worth. In the job market, transformation has never been closer, because this is where purpose meets action and dreams become destiny. Book your free consultation today at www.girlswithgigs.com.
Yeah, shout out to our sponsors. We have Girls with Gigs, Cab Zenza, Collective Custom Wear. So yes, remember, hydrate your skin, find your purpose, and get your custom-made shirts, because we have all these different amazing events, birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, etc. So yes. All right, Nadine, spotlight's on you to intro our special guest.
All right. So on today's episode on Hoy En Día, we are honored to welcome a true powerhouse in film and television, Masika, also known as Jordan McCormick, executive producer and founder of Uvea Studios. Masika is the creative force behind the incredible projects such as Stud Life with Shay, Three Dudes, Obedience with a Purpose, and the Tubi film Feel My Pain. Her passion for authentic storytelling and creating meaningful narratives continues to leave a lasting impact in the entertainment industry. As the founder of Uvea Studios, she has not only helped filmmakers elevate their careers, but has also dedicated herself to empowering low-income families in Milwaukee and Las Vegas through hands-on video production training. Her work extends beyond production. It's about creating opportunities, changing lives, and building stronger communities. From supporting filmmakers in Atlanta to developing a brand new TV series at her former high school in Milwaukee, Masika is proving that storytelling can be a powerful tool for education, healing, and transformation. Join us as we dive into her journey, her purpose, and how she is using media to inspire change and open doors for the next generation. You do not want to miss this conversation. Welcome, Masika.
How you doing? Hi.
Oh, hello, hello, hello. Welcome.
Hey, Masika. Yeah.
Hey.
There
Welcome.
she is.
Look amazing.
Thank you. Y'all look
Yes.
good.
Welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, I will say, you being from Milwaukee, I grew up in Milwaukee. What school did you go to?
Washington High School.
I went to MHSA, Milwaukee High School of the Arts. Studied opera, jazz, and theater.
Nice. You know, I'm putting together a TV series, and I plan to use students from that school for a TV series I'm trying to do next year.
That's awesome.
So,
That's amazing. Well, hey, we should connect so that we can, because I still have good connections there. So let's talk offline with regards to that, because that'll be awesome that we can come together and bring Milwaukee back on the map. So yes.
yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Well, the $1 million question I usually like to start our interview with is, Nadine just read an amazing bio, robust, you do so many wonderful things, but in a nutshell, who do you say you are, Masika?
Who am I? I'm a person of people. I'm very helpful. I'm a very patient person. I love to give advice to folks. I was just at DHL and just gave this guy a really good business plan that can help elevate what it is that he was already doing. Some of my friends, I helped them with getting in tune with their careers, of what it is that they want to find to do in life. Because some people, they like to do things, but they don't know if they should do it as a career. So I enlighten people on who they are and what they like to do and stuff like that. And I'm a people person. I love to hang out with friends and family, and just find the best in people and just elevate it.
That's amazing. So at what point in your lifetime did you find your passion for what you're doing today?
It was my last day of the last assignment of my last year in college at Alverno College. I made a video that showed the life of an Alverno student from freshman to graduation. It was about a 5-minute video, and somebody said, "You should do this for a living." And a light bulb came on. Yeah. So that was it.
That's amazing. Yes. And shout out to Alverno. I do have a lot of great friends that went to Alverno College. So that is a great school.
Yes.
That's really cool to have a fellow Milwaukeean in the crew, like in interview. I feel good. I feel like, hey, we're getting close to home. So maybe
Yeah.
for making that connection. I do have some other questions, but I'm going to go ahead and have Nadine spotlight her questions, and then we'll follow that with Cece's follow-up questions, and then I'll come back to me.
All right, Miss Masika. I actually met Masika on my on a set, Cheer Dad, the movie that's coming out on Father's Day, a matter of fact. And we connected since then, and we've been really cool, and I work on another one of our projects, but we'll talk about that later. So so Masika, you've worked on impactful projects like Start Life with Shay, Feel My Pain, and Obedience with a Purpose. How do you choose stories that align with your purpose and message?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Okay, so with Start Life with Shay, remember I was telling you I help people come to their purpose, right? And so Shay said, "Hey, I want to do a reality show. Can you do a reality show with me?" I said, I don't have time to be following you around, but what I can do is I can write something for you, and then we can just go off of that. You know what I mean? And what I was writing was so close to her real life. She was like, "Wow, this is beautiful." You know what I mean? Sometimes I would just listen to music and a song, from a song, it could be a completely different thing than what the song is talking about. But I would, I like epic music and things of that nature, that real dramatic, war music or whatever. Sometimes I like some calm down music, and just an idea will come. I can look at a tree and think of a whole story from just looking at a tree, so it's just, I don't know, the inspiration can really come from anywhere, but many times it's music and just talking to people.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And I play Shay's mom too. So, so my next question is, as a woman executive producer navigating the film and television industry, what challenges have you faced, and what advice would you give to aspiring filmmakers and producers trying to break into the business today? I'm sure you heard that one before.
Loaded question. Okay. Well, the challenges as a independent film producer, right? Because many times we don't have the funds to do what it is we need to do. So we have to go off of what we have. And many times that is going to your parents' house or going to your friend's house and say, can I borrow your house? Or going to your friends and say, hey, can I use your car, for this? Or, stuff like that. And then trying to raise the money to put your film out there. That's a loaded question, because my last film of Feel My Pain, we did it off, a very low budget, right? And then I learned from the distribution deal of I learned how to do a distribution deal properly, I believe, this time versus that time, because you don't want to do all of this work and then, hey, put it on your platform and then you get paid first. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then I have to wait to get paid, but yet I did all the work. You know what I mean? So it's best to have more control over your own product. You know what I mean? Now I can see if I was a Tyler Perry and I say, hey, Tubi, Netflix, put this on your platform and work it out that way, because then you have more leeway, you have more control. But if you're independent, they don't know you like that. So the relationship is kind of different on how you do the contract. So this is why with Stud Life with Shay, I'd rather put it on YouTube first, gain my audience first, and then I'll be able to, even with the raising of the funds, I have to market myself just like I would with anything else. You know what I mean? But yet I get paid first. They don't get paid first. You know what I mean? So, and then claiming with the marketing, when it comes to distribution, they say, hey, we're marketing, or even an aggregator say, aggregators really don't market, but, people say that they do. And then next thing you know, you'd be like, well, where are you marketing to? You have no control over where they're marketing to, and where it's going and how it's going and what social media, if they're using social media, and where it's, you know what I mean? So it's just, I can do all of those things myself. You know what I mean? And then I can encourage my actors. That's another thing. Encouraging actors to really market, themselves, because no one can sell yourself like you can. You know what I mean? As a producer, I can only do so much. You know what I mean? I mean, that's a loaded question with the challenge, everything.
Yeah, that's very understandable, because sometimes, I'm looking for a role and I see a lot of roles that are like non-paid. I mean, yeah, can you do a lot of non-paid roles? Of course, you want to put yourself out there too. But in this economy and things going on, some people that don't have the means, sometimes you're looking for, roles that are paying roles. So there's a lot of, and I could understand, for new filmmakers or low budget that are trying to make, ends meet or try to get their project out there, they just present like food or IMDb credit and stuff like that. So yeah, I could imagine it's very challenging.
I would also say that it is different the way that like someone like me is trying to build something. So when you it's free in the beginning, but the whole point is to build something, right? Because nobody wants to work for free. My thing is, I want to give my people money back with residuals. You know what I mean? In order to do that, I have to show a platform of all these subscribers, of all these people viewing and listening and looking, and then I can bring that to somebody with money and say, look at all the people that looked at our show. Give me some money. And they'll be like, wow, that's a lot of people. They thinking of advertisement money. they say, okay, you have, I don't know how many subscribers. Let me give you some money so I can get some advertisement to that channel. And then next thing you know, that I can take that money and then feed it to my cast and crew. So that's the whole point of trying to build all of that. But it's starting from the bottom is very, very difficult. So, but that's where I am right now, with that,
So how does that subscriber, can you talk more about how the subscription or that work?
Yeah. So, like right now I'm trying to build Stud Life with Shay subscription list on my YouTube page, also with any social media, TikTok, things of that nature. So I'm trying to build that with my people that I have. I build a marketing team now. I have a few marketing people that I'm going to be building that with. And then once that starts to be monetized and more people start to see that, I can start actually ship it. I can actually shop it myself to these corporations. I can send out letters to these folks. I can visit them in person and everything. Do what's called a product placement. If somebody, make backpacks or make shirts or make whatever, I can say, look at all these people that's going to be looking at your product. I need you to pay me a certain amount of money so you can put your product into my movie, and then I can pay my cast and crew. You know what I mean? So but we got to get the sponsors up. This is why I'm like, send out to everybody and share the links with everybody, and just do that so I can build it up, so I can pay people. Because I really don't like people working for free. But for right now, I don't have the funds in order to do that. You know what I mean? Which is, in movies, it's always the hardest part, is raising money, no matter who. You know what I mean?
That's true. And on another note, if you need shirt, Yesy could get you connected from Collective Wear. They make some great shirt. They're nice and soft, and they feel so good. Yeah, but that's all the question I have for now.
Yeah, so this is amazing. I like the insight. I'm a novice when it comes to filmmaking and all of these things outside of just watching the movies, right? But what is the best part about filmmaking to you?
The best part to me is it is meeting the people, but it's seeing how I learn from all of what I do, because this is my first TV series, but I've done short and feature films before, and this is the largest cast I've ever dealt with as well. It's like 8 people, 8 main people, you know what I mean? And how their stories all tie with each other. And I've never really done anything in Atlanta before, with something like this. It's always done in Milwaukee. You know what I mean? So now I'm like, okay, this is new for me. I'm getting to know new people, and with new challenges. So I get to learn myself, and see that I'm a person that never gives up, and I'm usually a woman of my word. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And if I'll do it right away, it may be later, but it's still going to get done because I said I'm going to do it. And if I can't do it, I'm going to let you know I can't do it. You know what I mean? So it's just learning who I am as a person, growing in my field, learning a lot, asking questions, getting around the right people, and everything. And I've met some amazing people such as Nadine, with all of what I'm learning. And it's just been a beautiful thing. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So is there, and maybe there is, I don't know, but like for new artists, filmmakers and all these things, producers, direct, all this, is there like a circuit, like where all of these new people like showcase and feature their things, right? So you can get ratings up and, subscriptions and all that kind of stuff. Is something like that exist?
Well, besides social media, because it's like you got to showcase who you are in order for people to pay you any kind of attention. But there is Georgia Films out there. You put your things out there. There's Facebook groups out there as well.
Film festival, right? I'm sorry to cut you, but film festival, yeah.
Film festivals right now. Right now it's an LGBT film festival coming up later on. So I can put Stud Life with Shay in there or whatnot. And just really word of mouth with people. Some people have film festivals in other states and stuff like that. So just a lot of film festivals. So yeah.
Well, that's great to know. And then my last question is like, how do you balance it all? Like, how do you, working with the actors, writing the scripts, like doing all the things, right? How are you kind of balancing all of that?
I don't even know. No, I'm kidding.
Don't sleep.
Eat, no sleep, right? And I would say I don't know if you can see this, but I have whiteboards in my room. I have 2 right there. I have another one over there. I have one right here. I have like 4 whiteboards, and I usually write out what it is that I need to do for the day, for the week, for the month, what's important, what's not important. I write it all out and I cross it out when I'm done with it or whatnot. So trying to balance that, because I just don't do film production. Until I get to that Tyler Perry status, I got to have regular jobs. Amen. I got to do regular things. So I have a cleaning service. You know what I mean? I do. I do work. I do have a production company, and I work with. Right now, we're putting 2 big festivals together. It's a Haitian festival. It's called We Are One. I'm the producer of that festival. We're getting a bunch. It's supposed to be expecting about 5,000 to 7,000 people to show up at this festival, July 10th and 11th. And it's a little bit downtown. It's going to be near the World Cup event. So I'm getting that together, having stage. We're talking about having A-list celebrity. I can't say who it is, but we still getting things like that together. And then there's going to be a pet expo that we're putting together in Hollywood. Halloween, during Halloween. So that's later on. So I do a bunch of other stuff besides film production and stuff like that. I do event planning. I have a team that has like CRMs and people. I do video production. So if you have a business, I do video production for your business, help you with your CRM, allow your all your social medias to talk to each other with your CRM, build websites, do a whole bunch of different things. You know what I mean? But I usually try and focus on 1 thing or 2 things a day, and then focus on something else, But I keep deadlines, and that's really my balance. Is my deadline is boom, and I set my own deadlines, and then I have to pay. I have to beat myself up or pay myself or pay my roommate of, hey, I didn't make this deadline. Here's a quarter. I messed up. To keep me accountable. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Okay, awesome. So spotlight is on me. Nadine, Cece, thank you for those awesome questions. All right, Masika. So I want to take it back to the roots of how this all started, right? Because we are talking about current state, who you are today, the amazing things you're doing, but I want to know how it all started. So going back, let's rewind the clock a little bit back in time, right? What really inspired you outside of your project in Alverno? Like, how did you learn filmography and videography? How did it all start? I started as a kid, in middle school, high school. Did someone inspire you? I really want to know how that all began.
It's funny because I think my sister-in-law saw it in me, and y'all gonna laugh at this. So I'm a full-blown lesbian, right? But she had a bachelorette party, right? A male stripper, and my camera is all in his everything. You know what I mean? And I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at them. And my sister said, "You have to love that camera because I know you are not enticed by this," right? But I was like, "No, I'm not. But I am. I see things, and I love making stories." You know what I mean? So that was, how old was I? I think I was like 17, 18 or something like that, when I did that. And so that was, I wouldn't say it happened from a bachelorette party, but I think it did. You know what I mean? Because I'm recording this man's everything, and I'm recording their reaction. And in my mind, I'm editing as I'm putting this together to say, she's going to love this video. Now, I'm not doing it for me because I know I'm not the audience, but I know what they like. And so that was the the first love of it, seeing the happiness on my sister-in-law's face, the other women's face when they saw that video. And I was like, I did a good job, huh? You know what I mean? Type thing. You know, I'm 17, you know, with the camera, you know what I mean? The bachelorette party with a guy's thing everywhere, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Yes, I love that. Yeah. So how did you perfect your craft? Because, you know, throughout the years we get better. Did you take any classes or study anything specific with regards to getting better at videography?
Absolutely. So I have a movie out there called Empty Promises, and this is before I went to MATC. See, I went to Milwaukee Area Technical College, and this was years after Alverno. You know what I mean? I went to Alverno for communications, and I didn't even, you know, like I said, that last day, I knew what I wanted to do, but it was just like, you know, it was, I went to MATC and saw their prop room. And I was just like, you know, because God said, hey, get up and go to MATC. And I was thinking, I want to go to that ghetto school. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But I ended up going there. And Professor Glenn happened to be available to show me around. And I saw their cameras. And I saw their prop room. And I was like, I can use all of this? Like, for free? He said, well, you paying a tuition. But yeah, you can use all of it. I said, I'm signing up today. You know what I mean? And I did. I was graduated as one of the only Black women in that particular class to graduate. I graduated top of my class in that year. I built some of the best productions. I was cheated out of an award, all of my professors. So because the students had to, you know, vote for each other and whatever. But yeah, I graduated top of my class, and I haven't stopped since. I've been taking classes online. I've been learning from other people. I've been on TV commercials as a PA, learning from some of the best line producers and producers out in Wisconsin, recording NFL players, basketball in the NBA players, and things of that nature. I've done a lot of independent work over the years, learning from myself. I was with F. Gary Gray. I interviewed a bunch of people, Donnie McClurkin, just a whole bunch of folks, you know what I mean? CeCe Winans, Juanita Bynum, you know, just a whole bunch of people from there, and met Alicia Keys. It was just a bunch of people. And so even growing from there, I decided to go learn. Then I wanted to learn producing, because I was like, okay, the camera is fine, but I learned how to edit on my own, and I learned how to, do all of that. I mean, from school, graduate from school, but continued to do that. And then teaching was another way of how I would learn, because now that I know it, I have to teach it to someone else. So that allowed me to grow even more with it. But then I wanted to get into producing, because I didn't want to wait for people to tell me that I have a job. I wanted to create my own jobs. So I started to produce and learn how to write stories and do them myself. So, yeah.
That is amazing. Yes. I love it. You have the we don't wait, we create mentality. Shout out to Rod One, because he is the one like pioneering all of that over here in North Carolina. We don't wait, we create. So yes, you did that. You said, I'm going to learn how to produce, because I'm not going to wait for somebody to give me an opportunity. I got my own opportunity. And I'm so glad you said that, Masika, and just hearing it and reiterating it. I tell people that all the time, especially people that I coach and mentor. It's like, why wait for people to give you opportunities? God gave us a gift. And if God is downloading vision in your mind, execute that vision, right?
Yeah.
Go for it, whatever it is. And I love the fact that you're passionate about it. You are going full force, and it regardless of you're paying people or not paying people, you're still helping people, right? Because even think about it this way, I tell actors this all the time. It's like, when you're working or collaborating with someone, like for example, you, Masika, providing the video service, the reel, so to speak, the actor benefits because they're going to be able to get something from you as well, right? You're helping them and they're helping you, regardless of compensation, because compensation does come later on down the line, but it shows proof of what the type of work that you're able to produce or execute on both levels. On your level, from a videographer and editor and producer standpoint, and from the actor standpoint, being able to sell the product, being able to sell the emotion, right? There's a lot that goes into that partnership, regardless of who's getting paid, who's not getting paid, what have you, because you reap the benefits later on. There's a lot of productions that I've done that I didn't get paid for, but guess what? Here I am today, voila, and I'm blessed. Like, thanks be to God for all the blessings, paid or not paid, because that's made me who I am today, right? So I'm really glad that you shared that experience. And similar to you mentioned communications. I started off at UW Milwaukee, and I did communications class, and I realized that I was one out of 350 kids or students. And I'm like, I'm not feeling this vibe here.
Is Yessie frozen?
I want to be able to be seen. Like, hello. Like, when I raise my hand, I don't want the professor to look at. Oh, did I freeze? Did I freeze?
Oh, you did.
Can y'all see me? Hello.
For a minute. Yeah, we can see you.
Okay. So I feel you when you started with communication, you transitioned similar, to MATC, when you transitioned to a different course, a different class, because that was a similar path that I took as well. I started communications. I was like, yeah, this is not for me. I respect it, but yeah, I'm good. Peace. Bye. Right. So I love that. So thank you for sharing that journey, that story, that background, because I always like to look at the foundation of how people came to who they are. Like, that's me. I like to look at the root, the why behind who you are today. And so that paints a beautiful picture, definitely.
That my had a lot to do with all of that. I don't want to negate away from that, because I'm very, very close to my parents. I got a picture of my mom right there. You know what I mean? May she rest in heaven. And my dad is still with us. Thank God. I actually put my dad in my movie, Feel My Pain, as the landlord. So I never want to negate that a lot of what I am and what I've been through. My parents were my number one supporters to keep me going. Like, if I didn't do a movie, in a while, my mother said, "Hey, Sika, I haven't seen you do a movie in a while." And I was like, "No, I haven't." She said, And then next thing you know, I'm writing, you know what I mean? I'm writing a new movie, you know what I mean? So she never had to push me. She just had to say, "Hey, I haven't seen you do this." And I said, "You know what? I haven't, you know what?" And because I'm always trying to please her, and she's my best friend, you know what I mean? So my parents had a lot to do with my career and where I am today. So I wanted to just put that out there.
That is beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Now, you mentioned Feel My Pain, and that's a really powerful title, especially because nowadays a lot of people have different types of pains, right? People that talk about their pain and some people that don't talk about their pain. What inspired that project, and what did you want audience to really feel and understand and really grasp when it came to that specific production that you produced?
Well, Feel My Pain is it's of a man who has a rap career trying to get his mom off drugs, trying to pursue his career while he's trying to get his mom off drugs. So it was based off a true story. A guy named C. Mills in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who's a rap artist. His mom died in real life from a drug overdose, but it was his journey of trying to get her off of it while taking care of his kids, being a single father, going through life situations. I mean, one thing after the other has happened. He did everything but sell drugs. He did everything but drink himself to death. He did everything but beat people up. He was just the average person trying to make it, trying to get a good job, trying to pursue his career. But one thing after the other, after the other, after the other kept happening. Life was just lifing. And then to top it off, his mom died. So how do you go on after that? You keep going, you know what I mean? Which is what he did. And he basically eventually got a job, eventually got a car back. Eventually people started pouring into him and helping him out, you know what I mean? And the importance of community, you know what I mean? He eventually went on to do some great things in his rap career, you know what I mean? So that's what that was. Feel My Pain is like, hey, life be life and for all of us sometimes, but you just got to keep going. that's what that was about.
That is awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Nadine and Cece, do you have any follow-up questions for our guest?
No, I don't have any more questions.
Okay, awesome. I would
one more
really love
question.
to have you
When is it? When is
to
it?
Masika if you are open. Oh, go ahead.
What happened?
Nadine, go ahead.
No, I said we're crossing over. I said you could go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I was just going to say, Masika, we would love to have you for a part two because there's a bunch of other questions that I have in mind that I want to ask you, but due to time, we will definitely, if you're open to it, would love to bring you in the fall back for a part two. So that way we can leave people like, I want to know more about Masika. Yes.
I love that. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So what we're going to do now is transition over to our last minute words. This is an opportunity for each and every one of us to remind people who we are, where they can find us, follow us. If you have an inspirational quote, any social media pages, anything coming up, anything pretty much that your heart desires to share with the viewers and listeners of India, this is your opportunity to do that. And so for you to get an idea of how that goes, I have Nadine start us. We'll follow by Cece. You go third, and I'll close out the show.
All right. So Nadine or Nadine. Jamaica, we say Nadine. America, we say Nadine. So you can call me either one. But you can find me on Instagram at NadiaB_1202. And if you'd like to get copies of any of my books, you could go to NadineBarton.com. And also, if you'd like to book that trip, you could send me an email or whatever the case is. So like I always say, life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react. So make sure be kind.
Yes, I love that always. So, hey, I'm your girl, Sandra D. Actions with Inspire for Purpose and Girls with Gigs. You can find me at the www.girlswithgigs or inspireforpurpose.com, where we are here to equip, empower, and help you execute your mission, right? We are your solutionist, so you don't have to be. So we help you be able to put it into action. So remember, nothing positive ever came from negative thinking. So think on these things. Think on the things that are true, the things that are noble, the things that are just, right? The things that have a good report, anything with virtue. Think on those things. And as always, love and light and inspire for purpose.
All right. My name is Masika McCormick. You can go to Stud Life with Shay on YouTube. You can go to Uvea Studios. There's UVEA Studios.com/Masika to go to my website. And I would say my words of encouragement is you're never too old to accomplish your dreams.
I love that. Thank you. Yes, another amazing episode of Hoy En Día TV. Thank you so much to the viewers and listeners today. We are here to positively motivate, educate, inspire, enlighten, and entertain you, of course, with each and every episode. And I know we did that today. We did have an entertaining show because we started off a little rough for technology, but guess what? We still had an amazing show with a wonderful guest who will be coming back to join us for a part two. So another shout out to our sponsors. We have a few more sponsors left, so don't go anywhere. Hoy En Día TV will be right back.
Dream, explore, discover with Nadine's Travel Oasis. Your next adventure is just a booking away. From breathtaking beaches to vibrant cityscapes, we handle the details so you can make the memories. Luxury, leisure, or last-minute getaways, we've got you covered. Book today and let Nadine's Travel Oasis take you places.
Sponsored by Collective Wear. Available at www.yessierodriguez.com/shop and myrod-enterprise.com/shop. Sponsored by Divine Beauty and Accessories. Watch Hoy En Día TV, Thursday, 7:30 p.m.
Yes, and in case you missed today's episode, it's A-okay because you can catch our reruns Sunday, 7:30 p.m. You can also catch us on RSS. We're also on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, bunch of other sites. So all you have to really do is go on Google and type in Hoy En Día TV podcast, and voila, all of our different sites pull up where we're at. Also, you can go on my website, yessirodriguez.com. On the upper left-hand corner, you can see a drop-down option, select Hoy En Día, and there you will see all the other places where you can find us. So whether you're at the gym, whether you're traveling, whether you're relaxing, taking that little, hot tub jacuzzi, and you want to listen to some inspiring, positive words, tune in to Hoy En Día TV because we will get you covered. Yes. Also, for those who want to be guests or even sponsor on our show, we welcome you with open arms. Simply email hoyendiatv@gmail.com. And that is actually at the bottom of the screen, hoyendiatv@gmail.com. And we spotlight businesses. We spotlight pretty much anything because this is about life, lifestyle, all the shades of color of life. Good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, green, purple, blue, whatever color it is of life. That is what Hoy En Día is. We are not in one of those, those tight, for some podcasts have like specific niches. Well, that's our niche. We're life, and life is all about everything, pretty much. So that's what we're here for. Anyway, so thank you all for the viewers and listeners, and for those who want to find me and follow me, just Google me, Yessi Rodriguez. Also, like I always say, the sky is never the limit because the galaxies are endless. Thank you for tuning into another episode. Until next time, cuídate. Dios te bendiga.